Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Fix. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak and the Bag show for Thursday afternoon, April 5th. In general, things are going pretty well in MLB for Jimmy the Bag. You notice I hit that second half over in the Boston game. The full game went way under, but the second half over cash. You notice that, Jim?
Yes, I did, and I was made to look the fool by going against you on the total of the Padres-Rockies game.
Yeah, I mean, there's sometimes when I doubt myself and whatever, and that was not one of them, Jim. I don't know what to say. What should I say in those situations? I don't want to talk you off a play because I'm certainly not sure I'm right by any stretch of the imagination in any betting situation. But what am I supposed to say in those situations?
I think just an open hand slap to the face.
or maybe just to say, well, but then again, look at that. You looks like you're going to cash the Philly under, which I bet. Didn't have the balls to give, so I'm trying to get more balls, but I'm certainly not perfect when it comes to balls by any means.
But the gift of Zimmerman and Shields keeps giving, and that was a I guess. Well, I'll know moving forward. I don't know why I have faith in these fucking old vets early in the year. It's
the spot. It's the spot. Aspiritualate says we got high tension here on the diamond. I guess
the Red Sox just walked off.
What do you mean they just walked off?
They just walked off.
Oh, they got to win. Oh, okay. Sounds good. Yes, that Detroit game once again. My lean in my leans category was the full game over, was the first half over, but my official pick was only Detroit on the team total over, and that one's looking like it should at least push my cash. But I should have had the full game over and the first half over. There you go. The White Sox just put up a fifth run. So yeah. I got to be going with my leans. I went with my leans early in the season. I got a little bit burned, got behind the eight ball a little bit, and now it's just the way sports betting goes. You know what I'm saying? I should have given. Damn it! I would have had leans on the Texas Oakland game under yesterday as well. That would have been 3 units on that one. 3 units there. Miami Philly under there. Detroit White Sox. That would have been 6 more units that I would have been up. Jimmy the Bag. All right. This is one of the things I do is I whine and complain. Regular viewers of the show know this.
There's nothing wrong with that. Tony Soprano has joined us. He's not happy about what happened last night with the Blues. I'm not happy with what happened last night with the Blues. But Twatty Latte's drinking Henny and cooking steaks.
Very, very nice.
Oh, man. Look at that guy watching 3 baseball games and listening to the best show of all time.
Oh, who said that?
Twatty, man.
Oh, man. Twatty Latte drinking Henny. Oh, wow. Oh, Twatty Latte. Living high on the hog, or at least for today. But, cooking steaks. Oh, Twatty Latte. And listening to the best show of all time. Thank you very much. Doesn't get any better than this. Michelob. We should have a beer commercial for that.
Yeah,
definitely. An internet beer commercial. A guy doing that, watching our show, and promoting a beer. How about that? And promoting some steaks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And promoting Henny.
Gotta love Twatty Latte. Tony Soprano is back.
Yes.
Putting $5,000 on the Flyers puck line. I'm with you on this.
Yes.
So we ride together again, Tony Soprano. Let's get this fucking cash, man.
I talked with Tony Soprano earlier, and he said that he was not he says he doesn't like losing, but that he's not particularly hurt by the Blues loss because of the size of his bankroll. And yeah, if your bankroll is a certain amount, the losses are gonna come. Like I said in the morning show, I was talking about that. The Bob Voulgaris when he was at his height in the NBA, and he was betting a high volume, so I was impressive. But his ROI was 6%. You know what I mean? Yeah. At his height. So if you're hitting 6% ROI and you're betting 80% of the games on the card, that's a lot of freaking losses you're going to have to deal with.
Something's happened to me in the NBA, and I'm not confident. I'm not comfortable. I have 3 plays here. I'd say the one I'm most comfortable with is I am jumping on the Warriors train. I know we'll get to that when it's time. But I feel like I was had a real feeling for a bunch of teams, and now I'm just shook.
Yes,
I'm a shook
yes,
one,
Jim.
Man.
Yes, it can be tough. MLB can be like this. Dan Kelly says, give Pete the Genius Award for Red Sox second half over. Thank you very much, Dan Kelly. Award accepted. Thank you very much, Dan Kelly. Yes, and but I'm just annoyed because as always, we put our official records up there, and if I had just gone with my lean on Philly, which I said I liked it, so people who know that my leans are good, would bet them anyway. But it's the official record that matters. Detroit White Sox, I guess I just didn't want to triple up on this game, so I just that was a pussy move, just taking the Detroit team total over as opposed to just going on it with the fucking first half over, full game over, and take a shot with it. All right, so we do have the evening games, Jimmy the Bag.
Yes, and I need to get my Yankees over in soon because that game starts in 29 minutes. Joseph Tucker is on the Twins. I guess he's parlay because it says Twins Cubs over. Yeah, I maybe the Twins was a mistake there, but I am also on the over of the Cubs game.
Yeah, that Twins Cubs over. I think he's talking about a parlay. Not talking about the actual, because the Cubs aren't playing the Twins; they're playing the Brewers.
But he wouldn't be proud of it because the Twins game is not going to.
Yeah, Josef Tucker. No, I think he means just Cubs and Brewers over. Let's assume that's what he likes. All right. So if you want what I have, just don't get married. Trate latte. Andy's MGTOW. Living high in the og and doing it from the perspective of a MGTOW all-star. All right. Magzia saying any Yankees run line likes. Yes, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's just get some comments. Ralph Jefferson says it wasn't for you guys, I would be in the hole big time. Thanks, Lowbag. You're very, very welcome. Yeah. Once again, I do bet all my leans. As I said in the morning show, the Phillies game, it wasn't. I wasn't sure whether it wasn't that I was unsure I was going to bet it or not. I'd bet that one already on the overnight line. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know if I wanted to make it an official pick. Okay, so let's see. What else do we have? Get some comments, and then we'll get to MLB. Let's see. Other here. Sean Robertson. What's good, fellas? Got a nice buzz going. My weekend starts tonight. Very nice. Sean Robertson. I got my Courvoisier prune juice and lean that I'm going off of right now. Let's see, what else do we have? What else do we have right here? King Rail says, Jim, you never answered my question. Yes, that's a tough one. King Rail answered an interesting question that I'll have to think about how I want to answer it. He says, how would you compare betting series prices in MLB as compared with individual game lines? And, the answer is, I would, in my guess, and I have this is just not based on anything other than my own sense of things, is that the edges are roughly the same. You know what I mean? You can find, that the edges in series are not necessarily, which doesn't mean which means that the series can have series prices can have big edges. Absolutely. I mean, I definitely think that for example, if you're betting like a team that's very good and you're expecting low volatility, then the series price can have better value than any individual game line. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're betting teams with low volatility, then the more games that you're making the span over is more likely to have to maintain its. I'm not explaining this right well. I'm not explaining this right well. King Rail, I will think about how to answer that, and I will answer that in maybe tomorrow's show. King Rail was asking about betting series prices as opposed to individual games in a series, and there's other people who have which I'm very skeptical of, but they have systems where they martingale certain series. Like if a team loses the first two games, they'll bet a certain amount on the third game if the team is a certain degree of a favorite or an underdog. Sure. There's people who have those kinds of series where they bet the second game or the third game based on how the first game or the first two games went, and maybe those kinds of bets can have merit, especially if they're related to bullpen usage. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. I can't answer it right now. That's my answer.
I think you're on the right track, and so I think you handled that nicely. Also, we would like to give a big shout out to a new low bag follower, Clive Cunningham. It's his birthday today, and he says, "Let's make some money." Happy birthday, Clive. Thank you for joining us, my man. Hope you're doing it up special tonight, and I hope we get that cash for you, my friend. All
right. I'm also a little bit flustered because I don't know if I should show you this, but look what happened to me, though. We'll just go on. We'll go on with the picks in a second.
Sure.
But, Jim, we don't plan this shit, and we don't, I wouldn't lie about any of this. So you see this, right? This is WhatsApp, right? Yeah. Jim, this is what, excuse me. This is WhatsApp, right? This is WhatsApp, right? Yeah. So hear that. Whoa. Sorry. Okay. WhatsApp, now read that. What does that say? What today? What is that today? Missed voice call.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Missed voice call at 11:11 a.m.
And then what does it say?
Hi, saw you called. What's up?
And then read the second part.
Booty call. But I can't now.
There you go. So I'm a little bit frustrated because of that. You think I would make this shit up, Chip?
Don't worry. If it happens once, it's going to happen again.
There you go.
It just never happens once.
Yes.
It never happens just once.
Absolutely. But there you go. I wish you could put a screenshot of that up on it. But all right. So, Jimmy the Bag, let's get into MLB. Let's get into MLB in the evening games. Obviously, there's some interesting shit going on. The Yankees as a massive favorite, out to handle that. And then Adam Wainwright, the return of Adam Wainwright. Is he going to be good? And he's going up against Robbie Ray, another guy who has some uncertainty, right? He has some high upside, some eye-popping stuff, but definitely struggled in his first start.
Struggled all spring as well.
Struggled all spring as well. Jimmy the Bag, I know you already gave Baltimore in the morning show at plus 213. That line has gotten bet up. What's so funny?
Mr. Stubby says, pink eye alert.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Pink eye alert, pink eye alert. There you go. Well, people are getting suspended now? Tormarino says my account was suspended for like 3 hours. Is this recently or weeks ago?
I believe this is his Twitter account.
Okay.
But we love Rich Banks. And Rich, I feel like I'm off in NBA, and already Dan Kelly likes the Wizards plus the points. I feel like there's a problem going on in Washington right now, while it's not helping it. But I'm looking forward to cap this card, but I only have 18 minutes before liftoff with the Yankees. All right,
let's get to it. The Yankees game, Jim gave plus 213 in the morning. I don't know about that one, Jim. I was thinking about a shot with the over and a shot with the Yankees -1, just taking a -1, and if it loses, eating the loss. Cashner is a tricky guy. Regular viewers of the show will remember that last year, in the second half of the season, when I was killing it day in and day out, the one guy I was still losing with was Cashner. I was generally fading him, and he was doing well. His peripherals were not that good, but it was because he had shifted from a slider to a sinker, so that will reduce your strikeouts, but it should increase your ground balls. Also should increase your volatility, because sinker ballers, when their sinker is not on, they get crushed. They often get crushed. But Cashner burned me last year, definitely. And this year, I'm not exactly sure what to expect from him. I expect that his peripherals will not look that great. His strikeouts are probably going to be down. He's probably going to be throwing his sinker a lot. Once in a while, he'll probably get crushed. But I'm also thinking that he might be, just like the end of last year, better than maybe he might look at first glance.
I think I'm getting value with Cashner with the Orioles. We talked about it on the morning show. Tanaka had a real tough time with these Orioles bats. I know the Orioles bats don't look right.
Yeah.
But I feel like Tanaka can be vulnerable, and I'm not entirely sure what Cashner is going to give us.
Yeah.
And these Baltimore Orioles, they hit for a low average versus Tanaka with a ton of OPS, a ton of homers. So I'm excited about this. Cashner did not look great in his season debut versus the Twins. He did not look great. 3 home runs allowed, but I think the hedge here is to take the over. So I am going to add the over to my play. I bet it right after the show.
Dom Ricci, I took over Yanks as well. Okay, I'm just nervous because I don't. I had a bad read on Cashner last year, and that was in the midst of me having a good read on most of the league, and I'm just not sure what to make of him here either. So I think I'm going to pass on this one. But Jim, you want to take the over?
I do.
All right, let's find it. That will be 8.5 minus 110 at Bookmaker. Jim, we're going to give you that one. Yanks over.
Oh, God, the Twins tied it up.
Oh, very nice. Over 8.5.
God.
Over 8.5 minus 110. Over 8.5 minus 110. Jimmy the Bag. All right, very nice. Damn it, this fucking pen. All right, Yanks over 8.5 minus 110. Jim's going to take that one. He already gave Baltimore plus 213 earlier. I'm going to pass on this one. I'm just gonna pass on it. I think I'm not. I was spooked by Cashner last year, and it wasn't a recency bias or a small sample size. I really had an incorrect read on him, and I'm concerned about that this year. And just for this game, I'm gonna pass, Jim.
I hear you. I really think that my volume might be a little too heavy for this early in the year. There's no shame in passing this early in the year.
Yes, definitely not. Definitely not. All right, now let's move on. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. That's an interesting one. Homer Bailey, of course, had a decent start last time out. I'm not really a buyer on him going forward, but I'm not sure this is a start where he's going to struggle. Brault, very middle of the road kind of guy. Do you have a play on that one, Jimmy the Bag?
This is a spot that I am uncomfortable with. 6.43 ERA, 1.69 WHIP last season, and Homer Bailey, I guess I just got a soft spot for some of these vets. I was interested to see how he would start this season. It was it turned out to be a good choice to let him get things rolling for the Reds. He looked good. He looked good. No doubt about it. And then with Musgrove being sent to the disabled list, Brault will get a chance to start. 25-year-old through 3 scoreless innings of relief on opening day versus the Tigers. 11 appearances last year, 4 starts, 4.67 ERA, 1.5 whip. He was interesting this spring because he no strikeouts, small walks, but 1.19 whip, 3.77 ERA, and 14 and a third. The Reds were 21st in the league last year versus lefties, and I think those numbers will improve. They hit 247 and had a 736 OPS. They're hitting just 233 with a 692 OPS. I know those numbers will improve. Pirates have won 4 or 5, and they're hitting very hard. I came close to jumping on Brault, but decided that this wasn't the spot and just to watch it.
All right, I'm going to get to some comments here. Thomas Latham says Yankees bats way too good. King Rail says the team hates Wall. Oh, he's talking about John Wall. Okay, let's see. They're already talking about the Wizards game. Let me see. The spokesman says Cashner a walking machine. Cold weather will affect his location. All in caps. Boo slinger fade. Yeah, I might. God, I want to lean over. I want to lean Yankees.
Where was that comment?
The spokesman. Cashner a walking machine. Cold weather will affect his location. Poo slinger fade. And yes, when sinker ballers are off, they get crushed, and they get crushed early. Within 2 innings, they've given up 8 runs. That is very common. Tomor says Eileen Yankees. Cashner has been horrible in hitters' parks the last 3 years. I don't think he can pitch this lineup in this park. I don't trust Tanaka though. Yes. All right. Let's see. Dom Ricci, windy in New York. Sometimes it swirls inside there, but if it's blowing out, balls will fly. Tony Soprano, I would never ever lie to my Loshak in the bag. I swear on mother's life, I tell the truth. Okay, so tell butt liquor. He's a butt liquor. He is a waste of life. Okay, yes. No, we don't doubt Tony's bets or his bankrolls. I mean, look, it's 2018. $1 million puts you upper middle class at best. And you know what I'm saying?
We want to run with guys with more cash flow than we have in our pockets. Absolutely. I want to run with guys making $10,000 bets, $5,000 bets. This feels good.
Yes.
I want to be making those bets someday too.
Absolutely. Yeah, again, 2018, $1 million ain't that much money, Jim. It ain't that much. Just because we only got $50 doesn't mean that $1 million is a lot of money these days. All right, David Stewart says, I put Yankees money line in a parlay and bet it to cover. Tormino Tomor is talking about the St. Louis game. St. Louis hits lefties much better, and they were far better at home last year. That has actually been the case with St. Louis for many years in a row. They generally do well at home. They have kind of a unique home park. This looks like a good spot for them. I lean over as well. For many years, betting on Wainwright when he was in his prime at home was an auto play for me, even when he was like minus 280 or like minus 220. He was usually like minus 280 or something, 180 or something like that. But all right, let's see. Other comments here. Other comments coming in, plus the win factor. Dylan Samana, just take the Yankees minus 1.5. Adrian A says, came right on time. Wanted to hear about the Yankees. I'm leaning Yankees plus the win factor. Line is being bet up. Dylan Sema says Baltimore is awful. Ziggy Ball says lean Yankees run line. You
know, you can't. I beat my the obvious loss that would cost me $20, but I think I should have taken both the Rays and the Orioles at +2. And even Nostra said it perfectly to me. He's like I'm leaning Yankees, but I will never talk you off a +2 dog over +200.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. JK says Homer Bailey actually looked really solid. Trexton Claxton says Bailey gets run out in the first. Okay. Let me see other comments here. Let me see. Molecular Ninja is back. He says, what's up? Loshak in the bag was on vacation. Nice. Missed this shit. #1 handicapping show. Thank you so much. Mr. Gogster says, I'm on Reds first 5 plus a half. King Rail likes Pitt and the Yankees first 5.
Nice. Sean Robertson coming out saying, I'm on the Orioles run line. I like them in this spot. Zigzag Man says, I'm with Jimmy here. I just, you know what? I want to take a lot of these plus 200 dogs, and we saw it with the Rays, who were a strike away from winning that game. Yeah. I don't want to be afraid to take them. What I want to do is be afraid to take the big favorites on the -1.5 spot. So we'll see, and we'll be able to follow it nicely. I think it's a good spot.
Yeah. All right. While I think about what I want to do here with this Baltimore Yankees game, Jim, you have a play on Arizona St. Louis?
I do. I am on the over.
Oh, yes. I was leaning that way as well.
I am on the full game over. Cards went 3-3 in their season opening road trip. I'm curious if you're going to like the first half over better, so don't lock me until I hear what you have to say. Cards went 3-3 in their season opening road trip. Wainwright has been activated off the DL to start the Cardinals' home opener. Out with a strained hamstring. Coming off the worst season of his career, 12-5, 5.11 ERA, 1.50 whip. Held to just 10 in the third spring innings, but looked good. But even when you look at it, he still walked 6 in 10 in the third. Now, you know, you're experimenting and trying things out, and so, you know, that's fine. It's not a big red flag or anything like that. Always pitched well against the D-backs, but I believe this is a different Wainwright than what we've seen prior to this in his career. 11 starts, 8-4, 2.72 ERA. Diamondbacks have started the year winning 5 of 6, all at home. Robbie Ray got touched in his opening start. 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 homers in 5 innings, 3 walks, 8 Ks. We're always going to see that kind of action with the walks and Ks. He got touched all spring long, 13 spring innings, walked 10. With a 6.75 ERA, 1.65 whip. And it was Tomor mentioning how the Cards are great against lefties. 253 average last year, 777 OPS. I like runs here. I like this line. I believe it's an 8. Is that right?
Which one? Arizona, St. Louis. I actually bet this one, and I did get 7.5.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
It's 7.5 minus
nice.
118 at Pinnacle.
Oh, nice. I think I got 8 at Bet365 when I sent it.
All right, Jim's going to take over 7.5 minus 118 at Pinnacle. I did bet that one myself, and I would also be leaning the first 5 innings over. Let me just see if there is a 4 here that I can add as an official play. Let me just find it. Let me just find it. See if I can get a 4. Arizona, St. Louis, Ray Wainwright. Yes, 4 at Bet Online, and Intertops at minus 135. All right, I'm going to take the first 5 innings over here. And I might take the full game in a second. I just want to quickly check Pinnacle. Yeah, once again, as usual, leans here. Leans are Yankees -1. Leans are Yankees Baltimore over. Leans are in the Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game, second half under. Leans are Arizona first 5 innings over and the full game over. And the Cubs we'll talk about in a second. I'm leaning over on that one and the Cubs on the second half. Jim's definitely going to take the full game over on this one. All right, do you want to take anything in Cubs-Milwaukee or discuss anything else while I look for the first 5 innings line at Pinnacle here?
Yes, and I'm very interested in maybe jumping on it with you. So yes, I'm also taking the over in Cubs Brewers. Man, maybe I should. I'm curious. I guess I'll wait to hear what you say. Maybe this is a spot where I double up on both. Brewers pitching staff just finished getting lit up by the Cardinals. But still off to a nice start. 4-2. Suter looked okay in his first start. He's a tricky pitcher. He's always trying to fast pitch. He doesn't have a lot of velocity. He tries to get away with that. He's a smart pitcher. 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks against a weak hitting Padres squad. Last year, he had a 3.42 ERA, 1.29 whip, and 81 2/3. Faced the Cubs faced them 4 times, including twice as a starter, and went 1-0 with 3.29 ERA. Lester couldn't get out of the 4th inning opening day, and I think we're going to see more of that at this point. If he's throwing 89 miles an hour, he's going to get touched. Yeah. 7 full days off between starts, and I'd be surprised if we see more velocity. Cubs hit 264 with a 777 OPS versus lefties. Brewers hit 248 with a 734 OPS against lefties. I'm on the full game over for sure, and I'm just not sure. Maybe I should double up on both of these.
Yeah, it is tough. One pick I'm definitely going to give. I am definitely going to give the Cubs on the second half. So let me just find that one. I bet it at minus 125, and that is probably still available. Let me see. It might have gotten bet up a little bit, but I am going to definitely take the Cubs second half, minus 125 at Heritage, yes, and that is also at Bookmaker. So I'm definitely going to take the Cubs second half, minus 125. That's definitely what I'm going to take. I was leaning overs as well in the Milwaukee game. Again, haven't made a decision on this St. Louis game. I'm just a little bit concerned. I mean, Wainwright is, as much as his stuff is diminished, Wainwright is a fucking 6'6" veteran who knows how to make the best out of what he's got. He's not, if he's going to be as healthy as he's going to be all year. You know what I mean?
No, how can you say that when he's coming off of this hamstring strain?
Right, that's what I'm saying. You think he's going to get more healthy later on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I think he wanted to start the home opener. And he said, he was quoted as saying that some of the tests he's sure they were making up.
Yeah.
When someone says that, I'm leaning towards them not wanting him to go.
Look
but
at this,
because
Jimmy.
he's such a vet.
Tony Soprano says, Loshak in the bag. I live for this. Tony Soprano. This is the fucking guy with $1 million bankroll. Lives for our show, Jimmy the Bag. High five, motherfucker. We made it, baby. All right, what else? I'm just trying to procrastinate here, making decisions. I mean, I guess if I was given all my leans, I would have already given Philly on the under. I would have given, the first half and full game overs on the Detroit and White Sox game. I definitely would have given the over in the Yankees game, Yankees -1. I would have given, the over in the Cubs game, and I would have given the over in the St. Louis game, and probably the first half over as well, and probably St. Louis as well.
Hey, I like it, man. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just wonder if I just wonder, maybe I think it's probably too early to double up. But if you're going to take the first 5 and not the full game
for what, the Cubs?
No, for the Cards.
I haven't made any decision on that one. Okay, I will definitely take the first half over. I'll take that one. St. Louis first half over 4 minus 133. That's the current line at Pinnacle. 4 minus 133. I'll take that one. I would have a lean to the full game over as well, but I just don't know if I want to double up on this one. It's a little bit iffy, and I think I do want to take St. Louis as well, and I might bet into some volatility here. I might take them on the -1 line. Jimmy the Bag, what any comments coming in while I sit here and spaz out?
Do you use any sabermetrics when capping baseball? And yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, sabermetrics is the only thing anyone uses anymore.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different sites that we use, and it's a very, very important to everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
Al Mack says my best bet is the Brewers. Mele Payless Way, Milwaukee. Kevin K says Rockies up 3 now. Oh my God.
Rockies up 3 now. Yeah. That means that the second half is probably going to cash as well, Jim.
You have that?
I gave it in the show, Jim. Beautiful. What show are you a part of here? Loshak in the bag, baby. No, I understand.
It's tough, man. I'm overwhelmed today.
I
was overwhelmed on Tuesday.
Yes.
I'm pretty excited about the NHL season being over so that we can really, really focus on these games.
So I told you I had a good feel on baseball. Look at that. Second half over. Boston cashed it. Miami, Philly, under. Jim cashed it, and I said it was a lean, and I just didn't fucking give it. Texas, Oakland was a pass for me. Colorado, San Diego, under. Gonna cash. Colorado second half, gave that was an official pick. Gonna cash. Detroit White Sox, I gave Detroit on the team total over. That one's looking a bit iffy, but I said I was liking the first 5 and full game overs as well. Baltimore Yankees, I guess I got to be agreeing with you, Jim, on the lean to the over 8.5. But I would be leaning Yankees here. Not even at -250, I'd be leaning Yankees at -1. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, slight lean to the second half under. Arizona, St. Louis, I gave first half over as a pick and leaning full game over and leaning St. Louis as well on the money line. Cubs, I gave the second half -125, and I guess would have to be leaning over on that one as well at 9, Jim. Should we move on, or should we sit here and spaz out and make some?
No,
or should we
I'm
grow
fine.
some balls?
I just wanted to just sorry, and I don't mean to make you ask you to repeat yourself.
That's okay.
But Cubs Brewers.
Yeah,
you are doing
second half money line Cubs -125.
Okay, and then Diamondbacks Cardinals. You're just doing first 5.
First 5 innings, yes. First 5 innings over -4 over 4 -133.
Okay. Okay. I am. I'm just going to stay with the 2 full game overs. I just don't feel like I'm at a spot yet in this early season where I should be doubling up on these plays. Okay.
King Rail, in all realness, you try to adopt a 35-year-old black male with a pot problem at Tony Soprano. I didn't know that. King Rail likes to
By the way, I made a little acquisition this afternoon, so I will be sleeping like a baby tonight.
Really, very nice, Jimmy the Bag. All right, listen, we can come back to these games, I guess, at the end of the show, but let's move on, Jim. Let's move on. Let's move on to an NBA. In the NBA, I did give 2 plays in the morning show. I did give Portland, Houston under 213.5. That is now down to 212 or 211.5. BetOnline, it looks like, still has 212.5. That one's moved to my favor a little bit. And I did take a shot with the Clippers Utah unders. I took first half under and full game under. That line has not moved at all, which I think is a good sign. If there were any sharp guys on the over, I think they probably would have bet it already. And if they're not on the over, I'm thinking maybe this game is a decent play on the under. Again, Utah at home for most of the year was a dead under team. Jim told us why when they get that lead. Ricky Rubio slows the shit down. This is a game that the Clippers need, though. This is an important game to them.
But the issue with the Jazz is their perimeter defense has fallen apart. Why? I don't really know. 7 of Utah's last 10 opponents have shot better than 40% from 3. 4 have shot better than 50% from 3. They let this Lakers team go 13 for 21 from 3-point range for the first 3 quarters. Then finally stopped them a bit, 1 for 7 over the final 12. It's uncomfortable. I mean, the Jazz have won 3 straight now, half a game up on the Spurs for 4th in the West, but I don't know. I'm confused with how they're playing. Both the Jazz and the Blazers have stopped playing defense the way they were playing before. Searcy's on the Utah over. Molly Maul leans Clippers. The Clippers are coming off a 113-110 home win over the Spurs on Tuesday night, showing a ton of heart. Critical victory to keep their playoff hopes alive. Rallied in the 4th quarter against Spurs, scoring 41 points. Lou Williams got 15 in the final quarter. Tobias Harris was a beast, a matchup problem wherever he went. 31 points on 11-19 shooting. They've lost Gallinari again. That helps with the under for sure. and they don't have Teodosic. I think that's a good play. There's no doubt about it. I think it's a good play, but I got burned on the Jazz Lakers under.
Yes,
burnt.
you did.
I looked like an idiot. It went 227 points in that game.
Yes, you did. I did not get burned on that game, but the reason is because I got burned on a few Utah Jazz unders before that. So I learned my lesson, Jim. You know what I'm saying? But I'm right with you. I got burned a few times recently taking Utah unders as well, Jim. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, no, I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. But Clive Cunningham, on his birthday, has 2 plays that I'm going to be on. Kevin K saying Clippers alternative point spread, interesting spot. Matt Elsey, nice. I don't remember. Nice to have Matt Elsey with us. Says Trailblazer team total under 101.5 without Lillard only scoring 111 at home against Houston last game. At home now, Houston with Paul at home. This play is my best bet and isn't going recognized.
Wait, where is that? Where is that?
Matt Elsey.
Likes what?
The Trailblazers team total under.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good.
I like that.
That's good.
King Rail over is on the over in the Jazz game as well.
Really, yeah. And some other people were saying that they like the over in the Jazz game too, which doesn't. Yep, Justin Searcy likes the over in the Utah game. He likes the Brooklyn under. King Rail likes the over in the Jazz game. But Joseph Tucker likes the Jazz under. Tim Sem likes Houston Toronto first half over.
Yeah,
and then people are talking about pot.
I've been burnt by these Jazz. I was at almost 19 units. I don't know how long ago. 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah.
Now I'm at 6.5. I feel.
And I'm the opposite.
Shaky.
I was at minus 35 units a few weeks ago. Now I'm down to like minus 12.
Yeah, I just feel shaky. And I'm going to stay off this Clippers Jazz game.
Hans Oh My Cock says, can we chat about Caps against Preds game? Starts in a half hour. Yeah, we can get to NHL. We can come back to NBA. Let's finalize our opinions on the 7 o'clock NBA games, and then we can move on. Tomer says, Utah's been a streaky team all year. They're rolling right now. Darryl Lyle says, I took the Clippers. Matt Elsey says, love your show, guys. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Matt Elsey. I'm just not sure if I'm making a mistake here, and I'm still not sure if I'm making a mistake leaving tons of units on the table in the in MLB. Let's see. And Matt Elsey likes the Trailblazers team total under without Lillard. Yes. Look, I'm liking the under in that game. The line has gotten bet down. There were and also friggin' King Rail, from Portland, Blazers expert said that the Blazers are going to get smashed tonight.
Oh, I'm on the Warriors. I'm on the Warriors for sure.
No, the Blazers. The Blazers.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
sorry.
Blazers. That's
sorry,
okay.
yeah.
That's okay. Jimmy the bag.
Yeah.
He says the Blazers are going to get smashed tonight, so you combine my lean to the under with some other people agreeing with that. King Rail's assessment the Blazers are going to get smashed. Matt Elsey's team total under 101.5 without Lillard scoring.
I'm on the Rockets, and this is another spot that I wasn't taking earlier in the year. I wasn't taking any double-digit favorites. For some reason, I have been doing this for the last week or two weeks or so. I've taken 3, I believe, and missed them all. But I'm going back to it. I think that something changed in that last game when Harden went off for 38, went 5 for 8 from 3. They had played a couple poor games in a row. Ryan Anderson is out. I just feel like they're going to step it up a little bit, enough with Lillard being out of the lineup. And don't forget, Mo Harkless had Davis out of the lineup. Those are 2 big losses, especially Mo. Portland owes a 107.2 defensive rating over its last 8 games. I mean, this was a Portland team that had always a top 10 defensive rating all year, and it was up to number 2 for a while.
Yeah.
They allowed Dallas to put 115 points on them. Blazers have gone 4-4 since their 13-game winning streak. I think they're more worried about health than they are about winning games at this point. That
might be a great play, Portland team total under.
It might be a great play. Matt Elsey might just be just handing us a gift.
And King Rail thinks they're going to get smashed too, doesn't he?
Oh, wow, and the Rocket spread went down a point.
It did. It's now down to 9.5, and the total went up to 213.
Wow.
Which is weird. All right, listen, Jim, I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm just going to stick with my under on that game and with my 2 unders in the Clippers-Utah game, even though a lot of people saying that they don't like the under, that they like the over in that one. I'm going to, so the Utah game, you don't like the under because why? You think that Utah's defense has taken a significant step down and it's for real? It's not going to correct?
I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's for real, but it just kind of caught me by surprise. And I've lost with it. They're just not defending the perimeter. Mitchell, it seems, I love what he's done this year, but when you watch him play, it seems like he's really just kind of interested in padding his stats right now. And this Clippers team just has a ton of heart. And when I thought the Clippers would tighten up, they just don't tighten up. They need to outscore their opposition to win games. And Matt Elsey says jump in on that team total under. But in saying all that, I think the Rockets win by double digits, and I'll take the 9.5.
Oh, you are taking it. Yeah. All right. Well, Jim, let's lock that in, and I do want to get to NHL because there are 7 o'clock games. Yeah. All right. We'll give you. Let's see. We can give you 9.5. The Greek has minus 105. Very nice. Wow. We're going to give you Houston minus 9.5, minus 105. Jim, first, if you have anything on Golden State, Indiana? If not, let's move on to NHL.
I certainly do. I'm
on
the Warriors. Okay. I feel comfortable in this spot. Will there be revenge from last Friday? I don't know. Probably not. But, the Warriors need to step up moving forward. They lost these Pacers 92-81. They're going to get Durant, Thomas, and Green back for this matchup. It's not good with the Iguodala, Young, Curry, Livingston, McCaw all out. But Quinn Cook is getting a chance to step up. Pacers had their 5-game winning streak snapped. They're playing well. Oladipo is just named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. But I just feel like we have the right amount of points here. I think the Warriors can pull this out in the end, and I'm going to take them full game.
All right, minus 2.5, minus 108. The line is creeping up a little bit. Is that okay for you, Jim?
Yep.
All right, so Jim has added just 2 plays, Houston minus 9.5, minus 105, and Golden State minus 2.5. We will come back to the 8 o'clock and later NBA games after we get to NHL, but it's a huge NHL card. A lot of these games starting at 7 o'clock. Jim, let's start with Nashville, Washington. That was requested. What do you have to say about that one, if anything?
Well, as you guys, if you were on the early show, I had come in, I sort of planned on taking Nashville because of Winnipeg's hot streak and the Capitals not playing. Do we know, is Ovechkin in the lineup? Let me just find that out right now. I should be able to find that out right now. Oh, Scheifele's going to be back in for Preds. Saros is starting. We know that. Ovechkin good to go for Thursday. I'm going to stay off this game. Believing that the Capitals don't care that much has not worked.
Right. Yes, it certainly sure is not.
And so,
it sure is not, Jim.
I've got a bunch of plays that I really like, and I'm going to focus on them. But yes, I lean Nashville. Just out of curiosity, what line would I get with Nashville right now?
Well, right now it's actually gone bet way down. Money coming in on Washington. It opened with Washington as a dog in the plus 110s. Now Washington is almost a favorite. In fact, at the Greek they are. The best line for Nashville would actually be minus 105 at the Greek. Washington is now a favorite at the Greek.
Yeah, interesting. Caps won 11-13. They're just playing well.
Assuming that's because Renee is out. That's what that line movement was from.
That's what, because of Saros being
And what do you think of Saros in general?
I don't trust him.
No?
I don't trust him. No, I don't think he's a bad backup.
Yeah.
But certainly you'd rather have their starter.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to another 7 o'clock game. Carolina, Philadelphia. Tony Soprano, huge bet. How much say? 5,000, 10,000?
He's got 5,000 on the Flyers.
On the puck line, right?
Yep.
All right, Flyers are a huge favorite here. Carolina, Philly. I was thinking about taking the over here. There is Elliott's in goal for Philly, right? What's your take on that, Jim? That's a little bit uncertain, right?
It's uncertain, no question. And generally, I wouldn't like it. But with the way Mrazek has been playing, I think this is a huge boost in the dressing room. And even if Elliott allows 3, now, in saying that, I should be taking the over, obviously. So
that was my lean, and I don't think I gave that, but that was definitely the way I was leaning. Can't take the Philly team total over because that's 3.5 at a plus money, which I don't really want to do. But what do you think about the over? Not that huge of a line there. Question is, will Carolina be able to put something in goal on Elliott? I say, why not? Jim, what about the over here?
There's 2 or 3 overs on the board that I didn't take. This is one of them. The other's the Islanders Rangers over. The other's the Devils Leafs over. All of these overs sort of make sense.
I mean, do you think that Elliott's going to come in here and pitch a shutout? He's going to be like, it was great to get back on the ice. I feel awesome. And Philly wins 5-zip.
I mean, Mike Smith is a perfect guy to compare. Remember that first game back, he didn't look good. Second game, he got a shutout.
Yeah. But maybe Elliott gets a shutout here. Second game, he gives up a bunch of goals.
I just think that I'd rather have him in goal over Mrazek 10 times out of 10, even if he hasn't played in 25 games. All
right. Well, I think that if he struggles, it's probably going to be early, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to take the first period over on this one. If it loses, it loses. But I could easily see Philly getting up 2-zip or even 3-zip first period and then coasting the rest of the way and maybe getting a 5-1, 5-zip type win. Right, Jim?
Yes, that is a concern for sure. I'd love to see what everybody else thinks about this spot.
All right, I'm taking that one. I'm taking the Carolina-Philly game. First period over. Philly, first period over. 1.5, and the best line there will be minus 115, minus 115 at Pinnacle. I'm taking that one, Jim. All right. You have a play on this one, or you want to pass? Move on.
I've got the play already. I'm just gonna stick to the Flyers puck line. And what is the full game line again? Sorry to
Wait, did you already give the puck line in the early show?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, because I didn't enter the picks in the spreadsheet yet. Let's
plus
see.
160.
Yes, plus 160. Very, very nice. Jim got plus 160. Let me see where that is right now. Sorry, we're a little bit haphazard here. It's just so much shit going on. Whoa, now it's down to 137 at Pinnacle.
Plus 137.
Yeah.
That's great. That's
Jim
really
got
good.
it at plus 160.
That's a great. We've seen this not work for
Yes,
this
we have
week, so let's not
definitely
get too
seen
excited.
this multiple times.
What's the over? Sorry, what's the full game?
Full game over is 6 plus 106, and I'm going to take the first period over 1.5 minus 115.
I'm comfortable here. I'm going to stick with this Flyers puck line, riding with Tony Soprano, and he says I never lose 2 in a row. I like it. Let's get that cash, Tony.
All right.
I only have $200 on it.
Yes.
Let's get it.
Next one, Toronto and New Jersey. We were talking about this is a classic game. If you missed the morning show, Toronto is awesome, but they have nothing to play for. New Jersey pretty good as well. They have a lot to play for, so you would think New Jersey's got to be the play here, but that has not panned out, very much this week. Still, I think that probably New Jersey is the play here.
Probably.
What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, probably New Jersey is the play. But
All right.
it's not. I've been fading the Leafs over this last 2 weeks, thinking that these games aren't important to them, and they keep costing me money and I'm not going to do it again.
All right, well, I am going to do it. I'm going to throw it on there. New Jersey -1. The money line is -113. That's the line at Bookmaker, and the puck line part of that will be, let me just find it, New Jersey. There you go, 230, 231, 231 will be at Pinnacle plus 231. I'm taking it New Jersey -1. If they win by 1, I get a push. If they lose, I lose 1 unit. If they win, I get a nice little score, about 1.5 units on that one. So I'm taking it New Jersey -1. I'm taking that one officially. Of course, I did bet it. And what do you think about the over in this one, Jim? That's tempting as well, right?
It's very, very tempting. It's very tempting.
More tempting than the Carolina game, right? Because Carolina might just not show up.
Slightly more tempting.
Yes.
You know what? No, I think that the fact that we know the Flyers are going to score and they could have a susceptible netminder. I actually do like the Flyers-Carolina game a touch more. I'm having a really bad start to the month. Generally, I would add all these plays. I'm not going to today. Unless it's really pushed by everybody here, I'm not going to. But yeah, it's... I do like the other one better.
Let me see. Let me just save these comments here, and then we'll get to other 7 o'clock Eastern time games. Let me see. Richie Incognito says, Devils, let's go, Pete. Look, I understand. Look, if this was a game if this was a friggin' Stanley Cup game, no, I would not be taking the Devils here. But at some point, Toronto's going to be like, all right, we can take a friggin' night off. They're on the road. They're playing against a team that's going to be fighting them the whole way. I wouldn't be surprised in the middle of the second period, Toronto's like, all right, guys, you can have the game. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? And the Devils roll. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
I do. I do. I just, I'm gun shy because I've been burnt over the last couple of weeks. I've been burnt by the Jazz. I see the play that you're making. I've been burnt there. I'm not doing it. I've been burnt by these Leafs. I see the play. The play makes sense, and I'm not doing it.
Bradley, Udom Rats in Fact, he says both teams have good offenses. Over 6 is probably the play, is a good play. Robbie Top says Carolina is going to shock people. That's interesting. Predicting a game. Well, I think if Carolina shocks people, then that game definitely goes over.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
If Carolina wins, it goes over.
If anybody is on Carolina, they should definitely
do a correlated parlay there, which would pay a nice little sum there. Let me see. And there you go again. Robbie Top saying Babcock won't let the boys rest up. Do you think that's true, Jim?
I do think that's true. Just because they're so young, and he just seems to be pushing the right buttons. Yeah, I think that's an interesting. I mean, Babcock is just one hell of a coach.
All right. Well, yes, I agree, but I'm going to take it. And let's see what else we have in the 7 o'clock games. Then we have the Rangers and Islanders. Yes, I did. I took the first period over. I got it at -144, which is what it was in the morning show. I predicted it would get up and bet up, and it has bet up a little bit, but not a lot. It's actually just -147 at Pinnacle, which is fine. A little bit concerning, but that's fine. Is Pavelec gonna shut these guys down?
Without, there's just no. I would be beside myself if he could shut these guys down. I just don't see see it happening.
And then we have Pittsburgh-Columbus. Someone else suggesting that Pittsburgh at the team total over might be worth a shot. This is an interesting game. We didn't discuss it much in the morning show.
I was shocked when I was going because it's such an interesting game.
All right, tell us what you think, Jim. Pittsburgh-Columbus.
Let me get to these notes. God, there's so many.
So many games. Pittsburgh-Columbus. I mean, in general, it's just that the Pens are off a loss on a long break. So how does that affect them? Columbus' last 2 games went to OT as a huge favorite. That's not too enticing as to bet them again as a favorite here against a good team. I guess the reason we didn't talk about this one, I have almost no notes on this game. My only note is pass, ... no sense of what's likely.
Sorry, Twins took a 3-2 lead. God damn, I need this. I need to start winning. Fuck, man. Tomorrow's payday for my local, and I'm not excited. This is a very, very interesting game, and I'm just kind of confused at the message the Pens have. Mm-hmm. I could see the Pens beating them 5-2 to send a message. Yeah. But this Jackets team is playing good, and with the line at right now, I'm just so uncomfortable. These teams are tied for second place in the standings with 96 points each. The winner will take a big step towards home ice advantage in the first round, and that is a huge deal. Mm-hmm. That's why I think the Penguins are going to step up here. It's such a big deal. This Penguins team is 29-9-2 at home this season, the second best mark in the NHL behind Winnipeg, and just 16-20-4 on the road. Although, when it comes to playoff time, I don't know how much that matters, but if you remember, these teams met in the first round last year, lasted 5 games. Penguins won 3 times at home to win that series. Pens coming off a 3-1 loss at home to the Capitals on Sunday night. They've beaten Columbus all 3 times this year. 2 were in shootouts. Brassard and Rowney are still hurt. Mm-hmm. Jackets are coming off that 5-4 overtime win that was janky. Mm-hmm. Artemi Panarin set a franchise record for 80 points. They're 13-1-1 last 15 games. Do you expect that you don't fade a team that's 13-1-1 in their last 15 games at home?
I don't know. Maybe you do. Listen, this is the one game where I really was like, I'm not even going to think about touching it.
I'm not touching it either. I'm watching it, very, very interested in it, but I don't feel like there's a move here to make.
Ziggy Ball says Pittsburgh Columbus is a stay-away game. Robbie Top says Pittsburgh is 1,000 times more dangerous than Columbus will ever be. I don't know if that's true. Columbus is a solid team. Bobrovsky in goal? Come on, right?
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, they just went. I don't like. I despise Tortorella. I don't like saying good things about the Jackets, but they just went 13-1-1 over the last 15.
Mm-hmm. Pablo Pizarro says, Pete Kuchar, good call. You're very welcome, Pablo Pizarro. That was my one play. Again, it was just a lean that I didn't want to make official, but Kuchar to finish top 20 and to generally play well in the Masters was a Dan Kelly saying, Cooch. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Mally Mal says lean pit. I'm going to pass on that one, Jim. I'm going to pass on that one.
This is a very, very tough game to put your money on it and have a lot of faith in.
Kevy K likes both team total overs, Pittsburgh and Columbus, which are both 2.5. Okay, with Murray and Bobrovsky, you think high-scoring game here, Jim?
Tell me the Orioles are getting fucking started right
They are? Are they? Are they? Okay, I'll Jimmy the Bag. This is what marijuana will do to you, kids. This is what marijuana will do to you.
No, marijuana will calm you down. This is what you like without marijuana.
Oh, you haven't puffed yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just acquired it.
I take it back. This is what sports betting will do to you, kids. All right, Jimmy the Bag.
Money, man.
Very nice. 1 run on the board.
Money.
And so far, Andrew Kashner has not made an appearance yet, which we'll see what happens when that happens. All right, Jimmy the Bag. Let's see. What else do we have here, Jimmy the Bag?
I want this fucking money.
All right, Jim. Over in the Pittsburgh game? How about that? Can I interest you in that? 5.5 at plus 102. Someone else suggested that both team total overs might be a good play. And if that's the case, maybe the full game over at 5.5 plus 102 would be a good bet. Or plus 104. What do you think, Jim? 105.
I'm very uncomfortable with this game. I'm extremely interested in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a terrible week.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was forced to make a bet,
mm-hmm.
yes, I think the Penguins will send a message to the Jackets. But I've not been backing the Penguins for the last few weeks,
mm-hmm. and
I just can't do it. I just can't. I can't fade a Jackets team that's 13-1-1 at home. And what is the line? I mean, like if you're gonna go fade a team that's 13-1-1, you want to get a nice chunk of change. And what I'm getting
Pittsburgh?
Yeah,
just plus 100.
Yeah,
not even a dog
ridiculous.
line.
It's just ridiculous against a team that's 13-1-1. Absolutely not. I'm not. That's my fuck. I'm fucking losing my. I'm gonna have to make a fucking payment to my bookie tomorrow. You think I'm gonna fucking make a bet against a team that's 13-1-1?
No. And Bobrovsky, you think he can get scored on, or is he? Because I just have I always have a tough time. Sometimes goalies get into my head as just don't bet against them ever, and I think he's unjustifiably crept into that segment of my brain. Jim, what's your take on Bobrovsky?
Bobrovsky's not been playing very well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! They took the run back.
They did? What? Someone blocked the run? What happened? What happened?
God damn it.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna have to go for a fucking walk.
That was you can't plan this shit out. You can't script this shit out, folks. You cannot script this shit out, folks. The run that made Jim get up out of his chair, which rarely happens in this show, was taken back. I'm sorry, Jim. You know I feel bad for you, but at the same time, it's very funny, and I have to highlight the humor in that, right, Jim?
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, it's funny. We feel for you. It's not over yet, Jim. Did you bet this game?
Yes, I bet this game.
All right. Okay.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Can you fucking believe this? What a clown. I'm such a fucking clown, man. What a fucking clown I am.
Oh,
man.
shit. You cannot script this shit, folks. You cannot script this shit. Yes, I did see that this is what sports betting will do to you, folks. All right, no, I'm just kidding around. This is what I don't know what is causing this, Jim. What is causing this
losing
intensity? Yes,
fucking losing. I've been losing all fucking week in front of everybody.
Very nice.
My mom asked me about it. My mom's like, having a tough April. Yeah, I'm having a fucking tough April. And if it gets worse, you're gonna have to help me out.
Does your mom talk like the drag women in Kids in the Hall talked when they were pretending to be women? That's what I imagine. I imagine like your mom being Bruce McCulloch in drag. That's what I imagine your mom being.
My mom's way hotter.
All right, let's see. What else do we have here, Jimmy the Bag? All right, let's see. Other stuff in the NHL. Let's see what we have. All right, so let's review. Let's gather ourselves here and review the picks that we have given. Jim has added nothing in NHL, and I have added New Jersey -1 and the Philly first period over 1.5 -115, and that's it. Other plays that I gave in the NHL, I did give. Let me see. I did give, of course, the first period over in Rangers Islanders. We both took the over 5.5 in Montreal Detroit. Jim took the under in Florida Boston, which is a lean, and I also bet that one. I didn't give that was an official pick, and I also probably made a mistake by giving Vancouver on the first period under. I guess I'm not going to take it back. I'll probably stick with it, but I could definitely see the heightened energy to start the game causing some goals here. Although I like what Arizona's goalie has been doing.
Oh,
right?
I love what Antti Raanta has been doing.
You know, maybe it'll be a 1-0 first period, and I'll cash it. I'm going to ride with it, but that's definitely making me feel nervous. What else do you want to discuss from the NHL card, Jim?
Man, I don't know what Nasty Nate's on, but he just wrote in capitals, "Can anyone see my messages?" He's on mushrooms for sure. Yes, we can see your messages, Nasty Nate. Mm-hmm. You are alive.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of yourself. I'm any extra moves? No, I'm not making any more extra moves. But I'm very curious about these 3 overs. Mm-hmm. I'm very curious. I don't know. I don't know what to make with the Devils. I guess I would take the Devils. I would take the over, and I would take the over in the Islanders Rangers, and I would also take the over in the Hurricanes Flyers. So I'd like to see how those.
Oh shit! It's Kemper. It's not Raanta. It's Kemper. Darcy Kemper is in for Arizona.
Oh wow!
What does that tell you, Jim?
Oh wow!
Arizona's going to hand this game to Vancouver.
Yeah.
But he's not that bad, is he? Kemper that bad? What's your take on Kemper?
I mean, when Drew Doughty was playing in front, but the Coyotes have a pretty good deal. Wow, that makes me.
That makes you think that Arizona's going to be like, all right, they gave $6 million to the kids' hospital. Let's just hand them the game. Jesus.
What's the? God, I didn't want to do this because I'm going to be so emotional watching this anyway.
And now, the line is I don't remember where it was in the morning, but Vancouver's a dog.
Vancouver.
Why would Vancouver be a dog here, with Kemper now in?
It's shocking. It's shocking that they would be a dog.
Why would Vancouver be a dog? In the morning, at Pinnacle, at 10 o'clock in the morning, it was -105 on both sides. Now Arizona's -120, Vancouver's +109. What's going on here, Jim?
Oh, God.
What a wacky game here, Jim.
I got to do it.
What wacky lines we are seeing.
This is just, oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, give them to me.
Oh, God.
I'll take the Canucks.
Okay. He's going to take Vancouver at plus 110 will be the best line we can give him at the Greek. Jim's going to take Vancouver on the money line. Plus 110. Plus 110. Plus 110. Vancouver money line. Plus 110. Jimmy the bag.
All right.
All right. Okay. Jimmy has added Vancouver. Plus 110 onto his official picks in today's show. Vegas, Edmonton. How about that? You want to take the over on that one? How about Edmonton as a dog?
I'm curious to see, I don't know what to make. This Oilers team's just god awful.
Mm-hmm.
They're terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming off losing 3-0 to Minnesota. 9th time this season they've been shut out. They're 0-4-1 over their past 5. They're a hard team to have faith in, and even to score goals.
Mm-hmm.
So the only play here I would say was but I don't. The Knights have no reason to. If anybody's got even a bruise, they should be resting. Coming off a 5-4 shootout win at Vancouver. This is a classy squad. The way they all lined up to shake the Sedin's hands is something I really, really respected. They're a classy squad.
Mm-hmm.
And the Oilers going into Minnesota and laying that egg bothered me so much. They've bothered me all year. And I don't know really what to do at this point.
Let's see. Justin Searcy says, I took Vancouver alternative puck line. Robbie Top says, take LA to bash Minnesota's heads in. JK says, they'll give the Canucks the win. Okay. JK says, Zona has been scoring a lot and skating hard. And Zigzag Man says, youngsters still play for Yotes. No letdown. Kevy K says, because the market knows how good Arizona is. Mr. Gokster says, surprising the line is going the other way. Very interesting. Jason M saying Kemper scratching his head. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. What else do we have here? Mr. Gokster likes Vancouver. Cody AV, mark my words, Nucks win. That's a marks my words pick there.
Who said that?
Mark my words, Cody AV. Cody AV says mark my words.
But my man Cody, Cody's obviously the Vancouver boys are going to be more emotional and more, and Cody's a Vancouver boy.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that why?
No, it's not
okay,
why.
okay,
I mean, he's a great hockey guy. I'm not saying, but I'm saying that obviously our heart's going to get in the way a bit.
Donnie Sanders says y'all need to make a movie. Yes, Donnie Sanders. That's in the. We're hoping to do that if we can fucking find a few times where we're not spazzing out and we're not exhausted. Let's see what else do we have here. Kemper. Yes, there. Everyone's talking about that one. I don't know. All right.
You don't point a rat in a facty. Says Arizona is a trap game. Oh fuck. Yeah, it's a trap game. We're losing the Sedins for the rest of our lives. It's a fucking trap game.
Ron Walsek says it's a Vancouver sellout. The brothers' last home game. Blake Kersey says, you guys already talked about Connor going crazy at UFC. No, we'll talk about tomorrow. We don't have any time to talk about that right now. We still want to get back to MLB maybe a little bit and add some other picks. Mr. Gokster says, careful with Vancouver, Jim. Lean Vancouver, but I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona comes through.
Oh, shit. I didn't...
What's that?
Oh, it's an 8 o'clock game. I still have one NBA play to add before we shut
okay.
the show down.
Let's see. Okay, and let me see. All right. Why don't you add your NBA play, Jim?
I think that there's a problem. We all saw the everybody eats thing. John Wall's come back. He admits he's making the passes where players aren't. He's not playing well. And, I don't think... I feel like the Cavs are going to roll all the way to the playoffs and send a message. I don't like the line that much, but it's small enough that they should be able to take care of business. Now, when Dan Kelly says he's on the Wizards +6, I mean, obviously that gives me a huge amount of discomfort. But I am going to take the Cavs here. So that will be my third and final play of the NBA card. The Wizards look awful in that loss to Houston. Wall's been struggling. He's 9 of 27 in the 2 games with 8 turnovers. They've lost 6 of 8. And they're a healthy squad. They have no real reason to be playing that poorly. Tyrone Lue will coach his first game. I don't know. Will they care about getting a nice win with Lue on the sidelines instead of watching? They've won 4 straight. They won 7 in a row at home. I don't care that George Hill will be out of the lineup. He's disappointed me all season. So, yeah, Hal Abraham says John Wall is a selfish douche. Teddy B says Cavs and Dubs will roll today. And Teddy B is sharp, and I want to be on the same side as him as much as possible. Tomor says Washington has wanted Cleveland since last year. I don't think Cleveland can shoot 40% from 3 all year. Osman at the point. I think Wall will hit them in the paint. Al Mack is on Wizards plus 5.5. It says Cavs are 30-47 against the spread. Simple as that. But what are the Cavs against the spread over the last 3 weeks?
Last 8 games, last 9 games, 8-1. ATS last 9 games. That is actually completely coincided with Lou being out as well. I believe Lou has been out for 9 games.
He has been out for 9 games.
And over those 9 games, exactly when they turned that ATS corner, 8-1 last 9 ATS.
Drew's done a nice job. He's done a nice job coaching these guys without Lou.
But it's also sometimes it's not even necessarily the coach. It's just the psychological. Sometimes change for its own sake can be very beneficial, Jim. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, when teams step up after a coach gets fired, I don't think it's because the new coach is suddenly so much better. It's just a psychological change that makes you focus,
I agree. The Golf Nut 10 says, I'm a new viewer. Give me some love, guys.
Oh, here you go. Golf Nut 10. Where is he? Let's find that one. Golf Nut 10. I'm a new viewer. Give you some love, guys. You got some love, Golf Nut 10. And I hope you caught the show earlier this week where I said that my one lean for the Masters was Matt Kuchar to make top 20. All right, add plus money. All right, Jim, what else are you liking, Jim? All right, so you want that one, right?
Oh, yes.
All right, -5.5, -101 is the official play that we can give you.
Oh, good. Okay.
At Pinnacle. Yes, -5.5, -101. That's the current line at Pinnacle. That's it for NBA. Once again, in the NBA, Jim is on Golden State. That game has already started, I believe. The Cavs -5.5, -101. Houston -9.5, -105. And I am on the Portland Houston under. And I forgot what his name is, but a guy who seems really sharp, knows what he's talking about, really liking the Portland team total under at 101.5.
Oh, yeah, Matt Elsey.
Yeah, King Rail also predicted the score for this game, which has Portland going under the team total as well. You know what? Should I hand that one? Should I put that one on there?
Should we both?
I don't know. Well, I already put the full game under on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll hold off. And Brooklyn, Milwaukee game pass for me. Utah Clippers. I am taking a shot, taking the first half and full game under in that one as well. All right, let's quickly get back to it.
I have one quick thing that I copied and pasted just so when we had time I could drop it because we were going through everything. Oh shit! Now I didn't write who said it. Fuck.
Okay, what's the comment?
Not asking for a shout out or anything, but I did say the Boston Rays first half under and full game under was ground fruit salad.
Really?
And
who said that? That's an impressive. That's an impressive prediction, right there.
It was a very impressive prediction. I didn't write his name.
So that's anyone can claim that one if you want. Whoever wants to claim that, great call on the under.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I thought I was doing a good thing by copying and pasting. Even Dan Kelly said that was a great bet.
Bill Butler is saying UFC tomorrow, Pete. Yes, I will be doing UFC tomorrow with Andreas Hale, and then in the afternoon show, I will be able to recap everything that Andreas Hale said. In the morning show, I'll probably be able to give my own strong opinions as well. So yes, big coverage for the UFC tomorrow. Absolutely.
Oh, wow, and he's putting his mortgage on Max Holloway?
Yes, some people. I've heard a lot of opinions saying that Max Holloway as a dog I have heard more than just people in the comments section. There's some people I talk to on the internet who are notoriously good at MMA, and they were giving the same opinions. They're starting to like Holloway more and more as a dog. I'm just telling you what they said. Not saying that's my opinion. Just telling you what they said, folks. Just telling you what they said. Okay.
How big of a dog is he? Is he in +3?
I don't know. Yeah, 200, 300, something like that. Big underdog there. Big underdog there. All right, Jimmy the Bag. Let's quickly move on. Let me just scan the NHL for the games that are coming later. Montreal and Detroit in the morning show. A lot of people suggested that the over would be a good play, and Jim and I both went on that. Boston, Florida. Jim took the under, and I'd be leaning that way as well. I don't know if I'm going to make it a pick, but I'd be leaning that way as well. Jim did take Winnipeg, didn't he?
Oh, yes.
Jim took Winnipeg. A lot of people in the morning show are suggesting that Winnipeg's going to smash Calgary here, that Calgary just doesn't have what it takes to hang. I could see that. I was thinking about a shot with the under, but Winnipeg's been such a good scoring team that I don't know if I want to take that one. Thinking about a shot with the Calgary team total under at 2.5, but again, in a game like this, anything could happen. I could see a 6-3 win by Winnipeg easily, so I'm going to hold off on that one. Vegas, Edmonton, I would have a slight lean to the over, although I believe Fleury's in goal for Vegas, right?
He is in goal.
Yeah.
I'd like to read out this XV Dynasty line. Not to jinx myself, he says, but I've been quite sharp in AHL recently. I have not been. That's why I need to read this out, see what I'm with them on, what I'm not with them on. 9-3 as of late. He likes Jersey, Islanders, and Flyers all on the puck line.
Okay. Wow. Jersey, Islanders, and Flyers. Okay.
And he likes Nashville, Montreal, and Florida on the money line. And he's also on the Florida-Boston under that we're on.
I'm on the Florida Boston under. I bet it. All right, I'll give that one as a pick. I did bet that one. I bet it actually without what?
Thank you, Dan. What a great guy Dan is. God, love capping with him. The guy Bradley Oliver. Bradley Oliver said it was ground fruit salad. You know, it was my fucking lean, and I had it written down. I took it off. I wish, not the first half, which I respect very much, because I was a tiny bit concerned that Price might get touched early. But was the full game. I wish I had done it. I wish I had followed Bradley Oliver, giving us the ground fruit salad.
Shout out to Bradley Oliver. I will throw on the Boston, Florida under at 6 minus 116. I did bet that one. If I didn't give it, it would be in my leans category. So if this guy and Jim's liking it, I'll take the under. I guess I'm just concerned with.
You got the same line. I got minus 116.
Yeah, so, the line has not moved at all since we took it. And Jim is liking Luongo. And then, so Calgary, Winnipeg, Vegas, Edmonton, Arizona, Vancouver. Jim did just take Vancouver as an underdog. Well, be very interesting to see how this game turns out. The market taking late money on Arizona. And Minnesota, LA. Jim did take LA on the puck line, plus 172. Someone else earlier in the chat said that they liked LA to smash Minnesota as well. LA does have some injuries as well, so that's concerning. And then San Jose and Colorado. Jim and I both took San Jose. I took San Jose -1, and Jim took Colorado. Jim took San Jose on the puck line, and I just think that Colorado might also be a good play on the team total under at 2.5. What do you think about that, Jim? I think Colorado's going to get shut down.
I do.
Offensively?
Well, you know,
Martin Jones. What's your take on Martin Jones?
Martin Jones has been good this year, and he was bad in the first half. He almost lost his job there in Dallas.
Yeah.
But he's been good in the second half. I think Bernier is a sieve when he's forced to be the man.
Yeah.
He's never been able to do that. So yeah,
I am also going to throw on the Colorado team total under. They just don't have a lot of scoring depth, Jim.
They have none. They have just that first line, and it became more and more evident throughout the year. Nathan McKinnon's got like 94 points this year. That first line is a beast line.
Yes, I know. I'm just concerned about the beast line, but if the first line doesn't get it done, then I am. I don't think they're going to be a good bet to get to 3 goals. So I'm going to add on. I'm doubling up here. I'm going to take the team total under here for Colorado. Let me just see what it is at Pinnacle under 2.5 minus 115. That's going to be a second play. I'm doubling up on that one. I'm on San Jose -1 and the Colorado team total under 2.5. And that's it for NHL, Jim. Should I tail you on LA as well? I think you're going to have a good day in NHL today.
Oh, God, I need it.
You need it? You like LA, right?
Oh, yeah.
You feel confident about that one?
To be honest with you, if I was just going to make 2 plays only, I think taking both the Sharks and the Kings on the puck line is a great spot to be at plus 155, plus 170. All you need is 1 to hit to make a profit. I really, really like that spot.
Uh-oh. Mohamed Joma, who knows hockey. Mally Mal says Martin Jones has been giving up goals lately against the Central. Mohamed Joma says exactly my thoughts. Colorado's a little bit different, though. I mean, and San Jose has 4 straight losses.
But they're not that much different than Dallas, who put 3 goals on Martin Jones in 5 minutes.
Right. That was late, though.
Yeah, and we had somebody who is Kilter Chimp was at the game, right? And he's going to be at the game again tonight. Kilter Chimp said that the Sharks were outplaying Dallas easily.
Yeah.
And we're unlucky that it didn't go their way.
Yes, definitely. And also, okay, I will tell you then. I will tell you on LA, I'm going to take the LA Kings. I'm just going to take a -1, though. Right now, let's see. The money line, best money line is -170. Best puck line, let me find it. Best puck line for LA. I'm just tailing Jim here and a few other people in the comment section as well. Wow, okay, I'm going to have to take plus 170 at Bookmaker. Let me just make sure that's not a stale line there. And where is it?
Mohamed Joma says, no, I'm agreeing with you guys. I'm agreeing with your breakdown of the Avs. No depth.
Excellent. Mohamed Joma. That's a guy who fucking lives in Canada, knows fucking hockey.
He certainly does.
He was the first guy to that I saw in these comment sections to say the media and the betting markets are slow to catch up on this important fact. And then he put all in caps, Carey Price sucks. And ever since I had that in my brain, firmly in the front of my brain, I have cashed on Montreal games. Remembering that.
Yeah, and he knows them very well because Brendan Gallagher, I believe, is
that's right. It's his brother-in-law. Yeah. All right, so I'm throwing on LA money line -170, puck line right now at Bookmaker plus 170. That works out to exactly plus 100 on LA -1, and I think that's about it for the NHL. Then in MLB, all the games are off except for I guess I could throw on the full game in the St. Louis game, full game over, and I could throw on St. Louis. I kind of Tomino likes St. Louis as a small favorite here, and I kind of would be leaning that way as well. But I think I'm going to hold off that one. And the Cubs, Jim, what you did give the over, didn't you?
I did. I gave just the over on both those 2 games. I thought almost doubled up on both those games. But I'm just not in the position where I can do that. I think it's too early in the year to
Yeah,
do that.
you're right. Okay.
And the Detroit just got you that 4th run, and they have 2 guys on with 1 out.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Again, though, I would have had 2 extra units if I had thrown on the full game. I knew that game was going to go over. All right, that's about it for today's show, right? It was a chaotic show, Jimmy the Bag, but a lot of games. We covered all the NHL games. We covered all the MLB games. We covered the MLB games. We covered the NBA games. We covered everything, Jimmy the Bag. And, I hope we have a winning day. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern Time.